Blah 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 blah. Perfect. Hey guys, Leylynn here, and today I've got another challenge video. I'll be running a mono grass type hardcore Nuzlocke run in Pokemon Emerald. The rules that I'll be using for this run is as follows. I can only catch one grass type Pokemon per route. I can only use grass type Pokemon. However, the only exception of course is that I can have other Pokemon that can use HMs. If a Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and I can no longer use it. I can't overlevel past the next gym leader's highest level Pokemon. I can't use items during battle, with the only exception of course is held items. And of course, battles are put on set. So with all that out of the way, before we get into this run, if you enjoy these long form videos, be sure to smash that like button, comment below other challenge runs you'd love to see me attempt, subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff, because I am really enjoying these challenge runs. With that being said, kick back and relax, and I hope you enjoy my mono grass type hardcore Nuzlocke run. And what better way is to play in Pokemon Emerald, you guys. Let's jump in. So here we go, starting in Hoenn. So happy my mom went with the cheap route. Oh well, I've got a Nuzlocke to do, you guys. So after meeting everyone, I encounter the professor who's being chased by the cutest Zigzagoon. And like the previous Nuzlocke runs that I've done with these monotype challenges, I did in fact change the starters so that they are only grass types. And my choices are Bulbasaur, Bellsprout, and Paris. I decided to go with Bellsprout despite liking the Kanto starter, Bulbasaur of course. And I easily take out that cute Zigzagoon. And I went ahead and named it Boopette. As well, after taking out my neighbor / rival, obtaining my Pokeballs, this hardcore Nuzlocke run has officially started. So let's truly get into this by getting my first encounter, and with that I'm able to get Merpet the Lotad on Route 102. I could also get a C-Dot here, but for me it's a bit harder to encounter. In fact, the 4 or 5 attempts that I tried with this, I never even saw one. I'll have the ability to get it in a couple of later routes though. Overall, I don't know if I'll really be using it. After getting through the beginning tutorials, meeting up with my dad, and catching the tutorial with Wally, I get my second encounter in Pelberg Woods. And it turns out to be Mindy the Shroomish. Okay, literally, this Pokemon is the best. The best. I love Breloom so much. In the woods, I encounter Team Aqua for the first time and easily take them out. After obtaining a Great Ball for saving the Devoncorp employee, I make my way to Rustboro City, and I am more than confident to take on Roxanne right away. So starting off with her Geodude, I send out Boopette. I begin setting up growth to raise Boopette's special attack, to ensure that I can take out her entire team with 1 or 2 Vine Whips. Rock Tomb does do a decent chunk of health, but despite the speed drop, Boopette still manages to one-shot her Geodude. Next comes out her second Geodude, which of course goes down with another Vine Whip. And Roxanne sends out her last Pokemon, her Nosepass. It is able to outspeed Boopette and use Block to ensure that I can't switch out. This is fine of course, and I use Vine Whip to do half its HP. Even after using Tackle to chip some of Boopette's health, she's able to knock out the Nosepass with another Vine Whip. First Gym Badge acquired. Upon exiting Roxanne's gym, Team Aqua is making more trouble by stealing Devon goods, so I leave to get them back. Along the way, Merpet evolves into Lombre. After getting the goods back, I rescue the Wingull as well, and I am rewarded with a Great Ball. But not just that. I am then tasked by the president to deliver not just the goods to Slateport City, but to also deliver a letter to Steven in Dewford. So after helping rescue the ship captain's Wingull, I make my way first to deliver the letter and tackle the second gym, Brawly. Brawly leads off with Machop, and I send out Boopette. I start off with Sleep Powder to put his Machop to sleep, so I could use Growth to raise my special attack 3 times, in the hopes that I can sweep this gym with ease. And in doing so, it nearly takes out the Machop. It does wake up and gives me a Karate Chop, but because of Boopette's poison typing, these fighting type moves really don't do much. Brawly uses a Super Potion to bring his Machop's health back to full, and another Vine Whip leaves it with just a sliver of health. Another one takes it out, and Brawly sends out Meditite. It uses Bulk Up to begin setting up. I use Vine Whip once again, and it leaves it with just a sliver of health. Honestly, at this point, I'm kinda wishing that I used another Growth to avoid all this. Brawly uses his second Super Potion to heal Meditite back to full, and another Vine Whip has a low roll, leaving it in the yellow. And Meditite begins to tighten its focus, trying to use Focus Punch. It's no worries really, because another Vine Whip finally takes it out. Brawly then sends out his last Pokemon, Makahita. Vine Whip takes it down to 1/3 health, while Makahita uses Bulk Up. The damage dealt does indeed proc its Citrus Berry, and it's nearly back to full. The second Vine Whip nearly knocks it out, and Makahita sets up yet another Bulk Up. Things are looking a little scary, but thankfully, one more Vine Whip finally takes out his bulky fighting type Pokemon. Second gym badge acquired. Honestly, I'm feeling really good about this run so far, and things are only going to get better from here. And so, with nothing else to do here, I do make my way to Slateport City. On Route 109, Boobat evolves into Weeping Bell. We do have to handle Team Aqua again, but thankfully with an evolved Boobat, these two grunts are easily dealt with, and we successfully delivered the Devon goods. Now it's time to head up north and I obtain yet another Pokemon. Say hello to Sunny the Oddish. Getting my team up in levels and Sunny evolving into a Gloom, it is now time to face against my rival, Brendan. In this battle, he leads off with a Lombre as I send out Boobat. Turn 1, I use Poison Powder and it missed, while Lombre uses Growl. So I just go ahead and use Growth to raise my special attack. After getting +3, I attack with Vine Whip, bringing it down to 1/3 health. And another Vine Whip finally takes it down. Slugma comes out next, and I attack with a Vine Whip, leaving it only with 1/3 health. It uses Yawn to make me drowsy, and I finish it off with one more Vine Whip. Out comes out his Marshtop, and of course, Boobat falls asleep. Not wanting to really risk anything, so I go ahead and switch out to Sunny. He uses Bide, so I take that opportunity to put it to sleep with Sleeping Powder. And with that, I simply use Absorb twice to knock out his Marshtop. Honestly, pretty easy. Some other attempts that I try doing this with, usually would end here. Unfortunately, in some other attempts using Bulbasaur, my rival Brendan had Combustion instead, and yeah, not the best. I continue forward and entered Mauville City. Wally and his uncle are sitting in front of the gym door, blocking my path. Upon talking to them, he asked me to battle him to show his strength. Sad to say though, having only one Pokemon doesn't really work out too much. So I do teach him a lesson and defeat his Ralts with little effort. Seriously, just one fake out, took out his Ralts, knocked it out clean. So with that out of the way, I do get Rock Smash and my bike. Just before entering the third gym, Mindy evolves into Breloom. And I am saying this right now, you are going to be seeing this monster for quite a bit. So here we go, Gym 3 against the electric trainer, Watson. Watson leads off with Voltorb and I lead off with Mindy. He starts off with Spark to deal a little chip damage, and I start off by setting up Bulk Up. And then right there on turn 2, his Voltorb self-destructs. Kaboom! But thankfully Mindy takes it like a champ.
I'm dying. Help me.
Like seriously, I thought I was about to lose Mindy here. Electrike is out next, and I decide to set up Leech Seed to give myself some needed health back. It uses Howl while I continue to set up Bulk Up, surviving the onslaught from the Electrike while also healing back all that damage. I get Bulk Up to +6, and it is time to finally sweep. Mach Punch, Knockout. Knockout, and Knockout. It is a total victory, and my third gym badge is acquired, you guys. So after leaving the gym, I unfortunately forget that I don't have a Pokemon that can even use Rock Smash or Strength. So I go ahead and go all the way back to Dewford's Granite Cave to catch a Geodude. With that Pokemon now in my party, I am able to obtain HM for Strength. I now head up north through several routes to reach Meteor Falls. Both Team Aqua and Magma appear, and soon leave after. I do teach Merbat Thief, and go ahead and encounter Thulrox in order to take a Sunstone from them that it's holding. And with this item, I am able to evolve Sunny into a Blossom. And with that out of the way, I hitch a ride to Mount Chimney to deal with Team Magma. And I've gotta be honest, it is here I have my first fear for this run. Thankfully though, Maxie leads off with Mightyena, so I can lead off with Breloom. Despite the Intimidate proc, I decide to use Leech Seed. I try to set up with Bulk Up, but Mightyena of course uses Sand Attack. This unfortunately happens twice, so I decided to switch out into Boobat. That way I can use Stun Store to paralyze it, but I also take a bite. I then switch back to Breloom, and I come in on a Sand attack. So I try to set up Bulk Up again. I go ahead and take another bite, and I use Bulk Up as it continues to munch on Mindy. I then decide to take out the Mighty Anna with a Mach Punch, but Maxie tries to save his Pokemon with a Super Potion. Yet it is already too late because I am already +3 in attack with a super effective Mach Punch. Next comes out is his Camera Up. And, of course, one Mach Punch brings it down to 1/3 health. And Mindy takes a Magnitude 7 like the frickin' champ that she is. Maxie, of course, uses another Super Potion, and another Mach Punch brings it back down to just a sliver of health. So I went ahead and decided to use Headbutt to finish it off. The last Pokemon that he has is a Zubat, which is easily dealt with a Headbutt. So that match honestly went vastly better than I was expecting, and it's all thanks to the mighty Mindy, the Breloom. After taking the meteorite, I head down Mount Chimney to enter Lava Ridge Town. Now it is here where I actually had to take some time and prepare for this particular gym battle, because Flareon has an absolute monster on her team. So I go back all the way to Route 101 and repeatedly knock out Poochyana's to EV Train and Mindy's attack as much as possible. And even after all this training that I've done, I still have no one on my team that is capable of taking her Torkoal's supercharged overheat. And it is here where I'm either going to win and continue this run, or lose it all. So, after the training and returning back, I make it through her confusing gym, and it is finally time to face against the fiery gym leader, Flannery. She leads off with Numel as I send out Sunny. I start off with Stun Spore to paralyze her Numel, while it uses Overheat and it takes quite a chunk of Sunny's health. I do go for Absorb next turn while Numel sets up Sunny Day. I go for another Absorb to get some more health back, and Numel can't move because it is paralyzed. Sunny continues to tough things out with getting hit by Magnitude 6. With her Numel just barely alive, I do switch out into Mindy while Flannery uses Hyper Potion to fully heal her Numel. It is now time to set up with Leech Seed. And with that, it's Bulk Up. While Numel keeps being unable to move, and with +6 in attack and defense with Mindy, it is now time to sweep. Numel goes down with 1 Mach Punch. Camera Up also goes down with 1 Mach Punch. Slugma also goes down. And now it is time for the real battle against Torkoal. I took some time to help calculate the damage, thinking maybe Stab Mach Punch would do better, but actually it turns out Headbutt deals far more damage. And yeah, here's what happens, you guys. The best thing I can do is using Headbutt. There is... oh god, I could do anywhere from 82 to 97.6%. So if I crit, I kill. If I don't, that's it. It's gonna kill me with Overheat. No matter what. There is no Pokemon that I have that can survive a Sunny Day boosted Overheat Torkoal. That's it. I am maxed out as much as I can. Oh, it flinched! Okay, I probably peeked there, but we got this. You bitch. Alright, this is it. Mach Punch kills. That's it! That's the 4th badge, baby! 4th badge without losing a damn Pokemon. That's perfect. And with that, a glorious victory, and I obtain my 4th gym badge, without losing a single Pokemon. Without a doubt though, I feel if I didn't have Mindy here, my run would surely have ended here. Now with the 4th gym badge obtained and the special goggles from Brendan, I can access the rest of Route 111. And it is here where I'm going to be getting some of the last few of my encounters. I get both Spike the Cacnea, and exploring the Mirage Tower, I get the Root Fossil. I headed all the way back to Rustboro City to the Devon Corporation in order to revive the Root Fossil, and I get Jeffrey the Lilleep. Now with those encounters, it is time to take on my dad and get the 5th gym badge. And once again, I plan on relying mainly on Mindy for this one, since it is a normal type gym. However, this gym is quite unique, where you actually have to fight the trainers in order to reach the gym leader. each of which focuses on certain stats or increasing crits or evasion and accuracy. And I do make it through and I reach my dad. So let's go ahead and start this terrifying battle. Cause honestly, that thing is a monster. My dad leads off with Spinda while I send out Sunny. Spinda uses Facade and gets a crit, while I try to paralyze it, but unfortunately I missed. I try again and I get an Encore on, which is just fine by me, because I do manage to get this Spinda paralyzed. I then switch to Spike in on a Facade, and it does a massive damage. I do manage to get Leech Seed off, and I get lucky with Spinda being paralyzed and unable to move, which does give me the ability to switch to Mindy for the final setup for the sweep. Unfortunately, it does get Teeter danced off, and Mindy becomes confused. Despite that, Mindy still gets Bulk Up off. The second turn, Mindy snaps out of confusion and gets off another Bulk Up. And his Spinda shoots off a Psybeam, dealing a decent chunk of damage. I went for another Bulk Up and get hit by another Psybeam, and then that procs my Oran Berry, giving me the ability to get yet another Bulk Up off. However, Psybeam brings Mindy down to 17 HP. Despite Leech Seed bringing Mindy's health back up to 26, I feel it's good enough to knock out the Spinda with Mach Punch. It's fine because Vigoroth comes out and it gets one shot by Mach Punch. Leylynn comes out next and Mindy takes a slash that brings it down 18 HP, just enough to get another Bulk Up out, and with one Mach Punch takes out the Leylynn. Finally, the real monster comes out, Norman's Slaking, and here is why I managed to get 5 Bulk Ups out, as just one Mach Punch is capable of knocking out his ace. This is amazing that I actually managed to reach not only this far into the run, but completely deathless even. 5th gym badge acquired, you guys. Now that I have Surf, I do go ahead and teach it to Merpet, and I head to Route 119 to get one of my last encounters outside of the Safari Zone. And that Pokemon is Banana the Tropius. So I continue on through to the Weather Institute to get rid of Team Aqua. I am rewarded a cast form for saving them all, but in the PC it goes because I am only allowed to use Grass-type Pokemon. After this, Spike does evolve into a Cacturn, and upon exiting I move on and encounter my rival Brendan once again. My rival Brandon leads off with Lombre as I send out Sunny. I try to go for Stun Spore, but Sunny gets hit with a Fake Out. It uses Nature Power, and it turns into Swift, and it's a crit. Still not much damage really, but Sunny gets off the Stun Spore, and I switch to Spike, which comes into another Nature Power Swift. I set up Leech Seed on the Lombre, but forget that it doesn't work on Grass Pokemon. So instead I go for Sand Attack. I do this a handful of times while Lombre is both paralyzed and gets off Swift. I then switch to Banana in on a Nature Power and begin setting up with Growth to reach +4 in Special Attack. Then I use Razor Leaf to put the Lombre into red. Another one knocks it out finally. Slugma comes out and Razor Leaf brings it down to about 1/4 of its HP. It does use Harden, but that's not going to stop the stomps from this dinosaur. And lastly, his Marshtomps comes out. It uses Takedown, which does actually do a decent amount of damage, but it only gets knocked out by one Razor Leaf. GG neighbor, but this was easy. And with that rival battle done, I make my way into Fortree City. And, I'm gonna be honest, this is where I fear the most for this run. Because Winona is indeed terrifying to go up against. It is one thing going against Flannery's Torkoal, but Winona's Altaria, setting up Dragon Dance just once, can be a game ender for my run. I do meet up with Steven and he gives me the Devon Scope to see Kecleon. And with that, I do get the TM for Sunny Day, which I do plan on using in this upcoming gym match. And with that, let's waste no time because it is the 6th gym leader. And I am going to be honest, I am scared. I am not very confident, but let's go ahead and give it a go. Alright, managing to get through her entire gym here, Winona leads off with Swablu, while I send out Sunny. This little cloud outspeeds me by using Mirror Move, while I try and set up the sun to try and outspeed it, just this tiny little cloud. Sunny's speed to get Stun Spore off, and Swablu uses Safeguard. Thank God for that outspeeding. I use Acid because I'm wanting to get it to use Parasong, or try knocking it out before It does of course use Parasong, so I continue using Acid to get some more damage and the defense drop. The second Acid leaves it with just 1 HP on the last turn, and it uses Mirror Move to copy my Acid, which honestly does nothing. With only 1 turn of Parasong remaining, I do switch out and keep Sunny alive, and I send out Spike. Winona also withdraws Swablu and sends out Pelipper. This is another Pokemon that I can try sunning up on. So I go ahead with Leech Seed while it uses Supersonic, and it misses. Then I switch back to Sunny on a Supersonic and get confused. Sunny does get hit with an Aerial Ace, and it hurts itself with the confusion. Another Aerial Ace brings Sunny down to half HP, and she unfortunately hits herself again with confusion. Come on, Sunny, what's wrong? With both Leech Seed and her Citrus Berry proccing, Sunny's health is nearly back to full. Aerial Ace knocks Sunny back down to half HP, and she finally breaks her confusion to get off a Stun Spore. I try using Acid to bring its health down, just enough for Winona to use another one of her potions to heal it back. Pelipper gets paralyzed, and I feel it's now time to get my final setup in motion. I switch to Banana while Winona heals Pelipper with a Hyper Potion. I set up 4 Growths before it gets Supersonic off and confuses Banana. Pelipper uses Protect, and Banana hits itself in confusion. I finally get Banana up to +6 in special attack, and decide to go on the offensive. As her Pelipper is finally knocked out by Leech Seed, Banana is nearly at full health with max special attack. Things are looking amazingly right now. Winona sends out her Swablu, only to get knocked out by Razor Leaf. She then sends out her own Tropius next. I use Fly while Tropius uses Sunny Day, which honestly just benefits me even more. Banana does land a crit and one-shots the Tropius. And now, the monster comes out. So against this thing, I go for Razor Leaf in the hopes that Stab +6 in special attack will hopefully knock this thing out.
I'm in danger!
And I kind of forgot that Altaria has a 4 times resistance to Grass. And now I am in sheer panic mode, because this thing uses Dragon Dance. It now outspeeds me and gets off yet another dance. As I fly up, while I'm waiting to attack, it gets yet another Dragon Dance. And at this point, I fear for the worst. And 1 Aerial Ace knocks out Banana, my first death of the run. And now, I have absolutely no idea how to deal with this powerhouse. Sunny comes out, only to get one-shot by Aerial Ace. Next, unfortunately, is Spike. Then Murpet, after a good attempt with Fake Out. Jeffrey comes out next, and Winona is just playing around with me at this point by sending up yet another dance. I try to use Acid, but honestly, it does nothing. And now at this point, she's just toying with me, setting up her 5th Dragon Dance. And because of that, I kind of figure out why. Winona finally goes on the offensive with Earthquake, and it brings Jeffrey down to 4 HP. But still, an Aerial Ace does knock out Jeffrey, unfortunately. Lastly, it is Boopat's turn. And there is nothing that I can do. 1 Earthquake, and my last Pokemon is knocked out, thus ending my run. It's unfortunate, and it's a real shame to see it end here, but I made the mistake of relying solely on Banana, which couldn't deal anything to Altaria. This is my 2nd run, I think of probably 4. The previous ones, I never got past my 2nd rival fight. Beyond that, this run was honestly a lot of fun to do. If you made it to the end of the video here, I greatly appreciate you guys. Be sure to destroy that like button if you enjoyed. In the comments down below, be sure to let me know what challenge runs you would like to see me attempt, and also share your thoughts on this run. If you're new and you've made it this far, consider subscribing to the channel to see when new challenge videos and other content is uploaded. Thanks to all my members who support the channel, I greatly appreciate you guys so very much. And yeah, I'm gonna be moving on to my next challenge video. It's going to be a very unique one for sure. My name is Leylynn, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later!